Hi Cancer, welcome back to my channel Tarot C. I am Z and I'm going to be doing a tarot reading, finding out what the messages are, what the cards that come out in this reading for you today. Thank you so much for joining and for being here for the reading. So let's begin. Let's find out what cards come through and what messages come out, the cards that come out in this reading for you today. So the first card that we have is the King of Pentacles. We do have some earth sign energy with this. You could be dealing with a Virgo, Taurus, or even a Capricorn. We have the Chariot. We do have some Cancer energy. Could be dealing with another Cancer. And we have the Page of Pentacles. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess showing up in the reverse. So with this High Priestess card showing up in the reverse, this does feel like an energy of being in a space where you could have a strong gut feeling when it comes to a situation or when it comes to somebody you're dealing with. I do feel like with it showing up in the reverse though, there could be also an inclination to kind of not give that too much airtime, and also a sense of not really paying much attention to that gut feeling. But I do feel like this does feel like a strong inkling that you shouldn't ignore. I do feel like with the High Priestess, this feels like a good sense of your intuition being on point, especially in a situation with someone. And I do feel like there is a strong gut feeling when it comes to how you feel about a situation. But with the King of Pentacles showing up over here, I do feel like this does feel like a person who is in a space that you are dealing with that is either older than you. This feels like an established person. This feels like also a person who is in a pretty good place. They're doing quite well for themselves. But I do feel like with this King of Pentacles, this person is also somebody who may be seeking something. They're seeking something more. They're seeking something deeper. So they're also seeking somewhat of a connection. That's something that is not something that they have in their life. So I do feel like with this King of Pentacles card showing up over here, this feels like an energy of somebody who is in a good space to be able to really be able to enter into a connection with you and be open to being able to actually be there for you, and is capable of doing that, especially on a practical level. But I do feel like with this King of Pentacles showing up over here, there's a sense of wanting to be able to have a connection that does go even beyond just the practical means. But with the Chariot card showing up over here, I do get that this is an energy of being able to go after what you want, believing what you want, and being able to actually go after it. I do feel like with the Chariot card showing up over here, this feels like a pretty successful energy. Whatever you're putting your mind towards, I do feel like you do have that backing when it comes to being able to pursue it. I do feel that with the Chariot card showing up over here, there's not much that can stop you, and I do feel like this is a very determined energy when it comes to being able to be decisive about what you want and thus go after it. I do feel that with the Chariot card, this does feel like also a path of, it's like you're on the right track. I do feel like you're on the right path, and I do feel like when it comes to anything you are doing, it does feel like you are on the right track to being able to succeed in that. With the Page of Pentacles showing up over here, I do get that there's a sense of being I do feel like there's an energy of being approached in a way that is, it does feel like this person may feel a bit unconfident, but I do feel like they have a lot to offer. I do also feel like they have a lot of potential, but this does feel like an energy of someone taking action towards approaching you. I do feel like with the Page of Pentacles showing up over here, this does feel like a person who's quite persistent, somebody who's quite diligent. I also feel like this person is someone who's quite consistent, and the situation is also one that is putting them in a space to show up in that way, and I feel like they will. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We have the Three of Cups, we have the Queen of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Judgment card. So the Judgment card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of an awakening. I do feel like there's a sense of being able to be quite decisive and come to a place of understanding what is wanted, as well as where one wants to go with things. And I do feel like this feels like an energy of really gaining some kind of a, like an epiphany moment that is putting a lot of things into perspective as far as where you stand with someone. And I do feel like there's a sense of decisiveness. So it does feel like a very important decision being made with this Judgment card showing up over here. I do also feel like this also feels like alignment as far as what you want to align yourself towards and what you want to be able to actually put your focus towards. And I do feel like within the situation, there's a lot of clarity being brought to the situation. I do feel like with this judgment card showing up over here, this feels like an energy of really wanting to be able to have clarity and also kind of communicating that to someone because of being in a space of having that clarity for oneself. So this could be your energy. This could also be the energy of somebody else you're dealing with. I do feel like factoring that intuition into a situation is also a part of it. With the Three of Cups showing up over here, this feels like celebratory energy, but it also feels like an energy of being surrounded by people that you love, that you care about, and that love and care about you. I do feel like when it comes to your connection with this person gets that feeling from you. They feel an energy of being loved, feel an energy of feeling kind of expansion when it comes to feeling this warmth. I do get that with that Three of Cups. This also feels like an energy of friendship, and a deep friendship at that. I do feel like also with the Three of Cups showing up over here, this feels like also including other people into your connection that mean a lot to this person. And I do feel like your being is like an energy of being, they're exposing you to more of their world. With the Queen of Cups showing up over here, I do feel like with this connection, it is also one that is putting you in a space to open up to someone. I do feel like you're emotionally available towards being able to move forward in a connection with somebody. I do also feel like this person is in a space where they are open and receptive to that with you. I do feel like with this Ace of Swords, this feels like an energy of, again, gaining clarity in the situation. And I do feel like there's communication here. There's something that this person wants to be able to express to you. I also get that with this Ace of Swords, this feels like an energy of being able to enter into a new chapter and being able to actually communicate that with you along the way. So I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have the honeymoon card. We have release your ex. And we have let go of control issues. So with the honeymoon card showing up over here, I do feel like as far as the way this person feels about you, or that you're making this person feel, they're in quite an excited space when it comes to the situation, when it comes to their feelings about you. This does feel like them being in a very positive space. I also feel that this person is in a space where they feel emotionally, especially at bliss. And I do feel like when it comes to your connection, it's actually putting them in a very good space, especially a good, pleasurable, and pleasant place to be in. I do feel like with the honeymoon card showing up over here, this feels like very optimistic energy, especially for the future, but also right now where this person is at in this moment. I do feel like with the release your ex card showing up over here, this feels like an energy of really being in a space where somebody's open to being able to let go of anything that no longer serves them for the sake of letting this connection thrive. I do feel like there is something that needs to be let go of, whether that is a mindset, whether that is a person, whether that is anything that is kind of weighing things down, especially emotionally, or even just as far as being able to move forward. I do feel like there is a release of something that is no longer serving you or is no longer serving the situation. I do feel like with the Chariot card showing up over here, this feels like forward movements. I do feel like there's a sense of moving away from the past. And when it comes to being able to move closer to your future, this does feel like an energy of being able to move closer to the vision you have for your future, rather than holding on to something that you don't envision for your future. I do get that with that Chariot card as well. This also feels like travel. There could be distance also involved in the situation, so that could also be as part of it, which is moving or being able to move closer or be able to have somebody moving towards you. I do feel like that's also a part of it. But with the let go of control issues card showing up over here, this does feel like, again, a sense of being on the right track with things and being able to experience things, experiencing a forward movement and being on the same page. And I do feel like also being in a space where you're able to get to understand this person, hear from this person. And I do feel like also a truthful kind of a connection being formed. I do feel like from an authentic space. And I do feel that there is a sense of somebody being in a space where they're willing to be able to kind of let you into their world. It's like there's a sense of being able to get to know this person a bit deeper. And I do get that there's also a lot of enjoyment on the horizon for this connection, and I do feel like also being able to experience something closer. I do feel like intellectually you have a strong bond with this Ace of Swords, and I do feel like there's that meeting of the minds through conversation. With that High Priestess showing up in the reverse, this does feel like it needs to really factor in your intuition. I do feel like it's on point when it comes to the situation, and I do feel like also experiencing what may be a breakthrough with this Judgment card, being able to experience what feels like an awakening when it comes to a situation. And I do feel like it is also something that is really leading to a lot of progress within the situation, but also on a personal level. So those are the messages I'm getting for you with these cards, Cancer, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Cancer.